Okay, so we're talking about outliers. Okay, what is an outlier? So an outlier is going to be a value that is much smaller or much larger, okay, than the other values in a data set. When an outlier is included in a data set, it can affect the mean, okay, of the data. That means the average. Okay, so if you have a much smaller number, it's going to affect the mean. If you have a larger number in the data set that's larger in comparison to the other sets, the other numbers in the data, is going to affect the mean. Okay, so how does an outlier affect the mean, median, and mode of the data? Okay, so whenever you're getting a set of data and you're finding the mean, median, mode, you always want to put this from least to greatest first. Okay, so I got these prices here, and I'm going to put them in order. So my order is 20, 20, 20, 31, 37, 45, 48, and 122. So always put your data from least to greatest first before you even find the mean, median, mode, okay? So then what's number one? It says find the mean, median, mode of the sneaker prices, okay? This is including the outlier, okay? And you realize if you look at all your data, the one number that is going to be very large, much larger than the other ones that doesn't really belong, is going to be 122. So that's my outlier, okay? So you want to find the mean, median, mode with the outlier, because that's what I'm going to do now, okay? So with the outlier, again, I'm going to add all these numbers up. So I'm going to add, again, you're adding all these numbers up. I have 8 numbers. If I have 8 numbers, I'm going to divide everything by 8. So when I get my sum, I'm going to get 340 when I add them up, divide by 8 in my calculator. And I'm going to get my mean with the outlier is 42 and 5/10. Okay, so that's my mean with the outlier. Okay, then I want to find my median. Well, my median, remember, median is when the middle number. Okay, in order to find the middle number, you got to put your data in order from least to greatest. We already did that. Okay, so what's in the middle? Since I have 8 numbers total, I'm going to have 2 in the middle, and I'm going to have 31 and 37 in the middle. So again, if you have 2 numbers in the middle, you're going to add them together and divide by 2. Okay, so if I add 31 plus 37, okay, and divide by 2, which is 68, and it's 34. So my median with the outlier is 34. Okay, my mode, okay, again, a mode is going to be the number that's going to occur the most. So looking at my data, I noticed that 20 is going to occur 3 times, and so 20 is going to be my mode. Okay. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna find the mean, median, mode with the outlier. Okay. Now I'm gonna find the without the outlier. So that means I'm gonna take it out of my data. Okay. So since my outlier is 122, I'm gonna take it out. So basically, what I'm doing for to find the mean, I'm gonna add everything else except the 122. So if you already know that your total with the outlier is 340, all you gotta do is subtract your total and minus the outlier. So if I did that, my total with the outlier minus the 122, okay, which is the outlier, okay, minus 122, my sum without it is gonna be 218. So all I gotta do, okay, is subtract the outlier from my total, okay? Now I'm going to divide by not 8 numbers because that's with the outlier. So if I took the outlier out of my data set, I'm going to divide by 7 numbers now. Okay, so 218 divided by 7 will give me, it's going to be 31 and we'll say 14 hundredths. Okay, so that is my mean without the outlier. Okay. Then I'm going to find the median without the outlier. Okay, so going back to my order from least to greatest, if I take out the outlier, I had 8 numbers, now I have 7. So if I have 7 numbers, I'm only going to have 1 in the middle, and that's going to be 31. So 31 is my median, okay? And then my mode, Okay, if I take it out, it's still going to be 20. So if I take out the outlier, it's going to be, my mode is still 20. Okay, then I have to decide what is the effects of the outlier. Okay, so looking at what is the effects, how does the outlier affect, how does the outlier affect the mean? Okay, so think about it. If 122 with the outlier, what's going on, my average was 442 and 5/10. Now if I took it out, it's going to decrease. So without the outlier, it's going to decrease. Okay, when I put the outlier back in, it's going to increase the mean. Okay, so how does the effect? It's going to affect the mean by, if I put the outlier into my data, it's going to increase the mean. Okay. What happens with the effect of the outlier in my data with the median? Obviously, in the median, there's 34 to 31. There's not much of a change in that, but as you can see, when I take it out, the median as well there decreases. Okay, what happens to the mode? It stays the same. So the mode is going to stay the same. Okay. The effect of the outlier onto the median is going to increase when I put it back in. Without it, it's 31. If I put it back in, it's 34. So it's increasing the mean of my data. Okay. It affects again, if I put the 120, here it is without the outlier, and then I'm going to put it back in again, it's 42. So it increased my mean. Okay, so it increases my mean. Okay, all right. So so that's how you do. Again, you're finding the mean median mode with the outlier and finding the mean median mode without the outlier. Okay. Let's see here. Let's look at the bottom here. So we said the times in minutes it takes 6 students to travel to school: 8, 10, 10, 15, 20, and 45. Okay, obviously the outlier is going to be 45. That is way off from the other values. Which measure does the outlier affect the most? Okay, so again, you're going to find the mean with the outlier. Okay, and you're finding the median with the outlier, find the mode with the outlier, and then you're going to take the outlier out. So before you even do this, you want to put this in least to greatest. So the least value is 8, then 10, 10, 15. Obviously, this is already in order. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to try to do this part on your own after you've watched this video. And then the other side we're actually going to be working on in class. So don't do the other side. We're going to do the other class. So finish up this bottom part on your own, okay? And then you're going to decide which measure does it affect the most, okay? All right.